Howdy all, lovely to see you all again. Today we're going to be looking at the second solo in the Guns N' Roses version of Knocking on Heaven's Door. Let's take a look. Alright guys, once again, before we get too excited, I just want to reiterate the tuning, which was E flat standard, which goes E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B flat, and another E flat. So get yourself in tune and we'll get started. Alright guys, let's take a look at the first section. I want to start from 13 of the second string and jump to 12 of the third. Then from there, I'm going to play 13 to 15 on the second. And then I'm going to play 15, 14 on the first, but then I'm going to bend up a semitone from the 14. So all together, hopefully that's all making sense. That's kind of the big emotional build in. Then I bring it down, and then we'll just hit the 14 at the bottom. Okay, after that I want to do, what I'm doing is a semitone bend up and down from 14 of the first string, and then pulling off to that 12. After that, I'm going to do another pull off just as regular notes from 14 to 12, so to go. Okay, let's have a look at what we've got thus far. At the end of that, I'm going to add a big bend on 15 of the second string. So it goes. Okay, at the end of that, I'm going to work into this little phrase. So I'm basically doing the same thing twice. I'm going to play 15 of the first string. I prefer to use my pinky, but you can use your ring in your middle if you want to. So I'm going from the pinky on the first string and bending 15 of the second as well. Exactly the same thing twice. I'm just going to have more control on bringing the bend down on the second bend. At the end of that, I'm just going to play 13 to 15 again on the second string. That's going to finish it off. So let's have a look at this whole section relatively slowly, and then we'll try it again with some tabs. One more time with some tabs. Alright, let's have a look at the second section. I want to start with the bend from 14 of the third string. And then I've got a flat pinky covering the first two from 15. So I'm going to do the bend, and then from that flat pinky, I'm going to play 15 of the first and 15 of the second. At the end of that, I'm going to bring the bend down and then play 12 of the third and then go back to 14. So from the start of that, at the end of that, I'm going to play that flat finger idea again from the first and second string. So all together thus far. After that flat finger from the first to the second, I'm going to go. So what I was doing there was 2 quick bends. They are going up a full tone though. And then resolving that to some sexy vibrato on 12. Let's have a look at what we've got thus far, and then we'll work on the last chunk of that. Hopefully that's all making sense. I work into the next phrase. I'm going to start that sort of sliding entry to the arpeggio with my middle finger from 14 to 16 on the third. And then I'm going to play a flat finger covering 15 of the second and the first, and I'm using my pointer finger for that. I'm going to slide in and then play 15 to the second, 15 to the first, and then roll back up to the second. At the end of that, I work into this. So what I was doing there was a bend on 17 of the first string, and then 2 pull-offs from 17 to 15. That's going to sound like this. It's just the same thing, plucking both 17s but pulling off to 15 twice. At the end of that, to work into the start of section 3, I'm just going to play 20-19, and that will finish off that bar. Alright, let's have a look at the whole section relatively slowly, and then we'll do it again with some tabs. One more time with some tabs. Alright guys, last section, let's start from 20 of the first string. I'm going to play a regular 20 and then a bent 20. And then I'm going to play 20 to 19 as regular notes. So all together, I'm going to play the regular 20 and the bent 20 again. And then to finish off that chunk, I'm going to play 20, 19, 20 at the end of it. So it'll go all together nice and slow. Hopefully that's making sense. After that, I work into 2 bends on 22 of the first string. At the end of the second one, I bring it down to a regular 22, and then I want to jump to 20 of the second string, and all of that together is going to sound like this. So from the start, okay, at the end of that, so what I'm doing here is I'm bending 22 of the second string and then getting the pinky to 22 of the first. At the end of that, I want to bend the 22 down on the second string and pull off to 20, so to go. And at the end of that, I'm going to play a regular 22 into a bent 22 and then pull off to the 20 on the second string. So all together that new chunk. After that, I'm just going to chuck in one more pull off from 22 to 20. So all together, hopefully that's all making sense. So let's go from the start of the section thus far and then we'll finish it off. Hopefully that's all making sense. Then we work into this phrase. So what I've got here is I'm bending 19 on the second string a semitone. I hit it at the top of the bend, then I bring it back down to its resting 19 with a bit of vibrato. And then I work into this phrase. So I'm doing a bend up and back into a pull off from 19 of the second to 17. And then I want to do just a regular 19 to 17 as a pull off. And I'm going to hit that 17 as a bit of gentlemanly vibrato. So let's go from the start of this chunk now. Then from there, I work into this phrase. I'm essentially doing the same thing twice. I'm going from 15 of the first string to 17 of the second. But at the end of the second group, I'm going to pull off from 17 to 15. Then I jump to 17 of the third, so it'll go. After that, I want to play 15 of the second string and then a semitone bend from 16 of the third. So from the start of that chunk, there's a bit more to finish that off, but let's go from the 19 chunk, then we'll go right back to the start of the section and then add the last little chunk. So here we go from here. Okay, let's go from the 20 now at the very beginning of this, and then we'll add the last chunk. Okay, after I finish that 16 band, I kind of drift back into 12, and then I want to play 11. So it goes. It's kind of got a bit of a slight slide sound. That was a difficult sentence, but do hit the 12 when you get there. Then I want to hit 11 with some vibrato. What I'm doing here is I'm bending 11 up a semitone, bending it back down and sliding to 9. But then after I get to 9, I want to hit it again. Let's go from the 16. Okay, then to finish it off, I'm going to play 7 of the 3rd, then slide from 5 to 4, and then resolve the whole solo on 5 of the 4th string. So it goes. Let's try it from the slide from 16 to 12. We'll put that all together, and then we'll try the whole section from the start. Alright, let's try it from the 20 at the start. One more time with some tabs. And that was the second and delicious solo from Knocking on Heaven's Door, the Guns N' Roses cover, of course. Hope you guys have enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all very soon.